Welcome to Entrepreneur Life with me, Joel Campbell, and I am an entrepreneur. Okay, right. I am about to start work on the recruitment for the person to basically just try and capture everything. Interesting day yesterday, or interesting couple of days really. I know I did some bits on Monday, so you'll have picked bits of those up. Just trying to think really what's happened. I'm kind of getting for a bit of a feel that I'm how do I say it? I can't concentrate quite the same as I was. I'm forgetting. Am I forgetting things? What am I trying to say? There's certain things that I can no longer remember in the way I used to be able to, because I think I'm filling my brain with other stuff, and it's random things like I'm trying to give you an example of what's happened in the last couple of days. I appreciate this is a really, really weird way to start an episode. I'm trying to be really open and honest. I said to Emma a couple of times this week, I'll be like, have I got is this like an Alzheimer's, or is this like, am I kind of like forgetting things, like losing my mind type of stuff? And it's things that when I consider it really don't seem all that important. They're sort of the little things, like when you put your keys in the fridge, for example, or you put stuff down, you can't remember where you put it. I'm doing bits like that really. And it's been interesting. I was in a meeting yesterday, and I guess this is slightly off the point, but maybe this is, again, brings it round. I was in a meeting yesterday with a commercial director, with Jeff, and with our architect, and we were up on the roof of the prison, and we were talking about the design work and such like that, and the drawings and what we wanted to do, and we were talking about the solar side of it. And the architect said to me, he turned around and said, "So what's your plan with the solar?" And I went, he said, "What are you going to do with the solar?" And I went, "I'm going to use the sun," which was obviously just me joking. And he said, no, like, how are you going to utilize it? I said, "Oh, we're going to feed it back into the grid." And Jeff's like going, "No, we're not." And he turns around and Jeff goes, we're gonna use it all, because we're not gonna draw quite as much electricity as we use, so therefore there won't be any surplus, so we're just gonna use it all. And the architect was like, "Yeah, that makes perfect sense, because you'll get more for it doing it that way than you will putting it into the grid." And I just stood there going, I didn't know that's what we were doing. Carry on. And it was kind of those sorts of things, the bits I'm missing, I guess. And they're things that I'm just unaware of that are happening, which is great. I really enjoy it. And I kind of, one part of me goes, "Oh, should I know that everything's going on?" And the other part's going, "No, because you can't know that everything's going on." So I'm starting to purposely forget certain things because it's just got nothing to do with me anymore. And I'm trying to move myself to this new position. And one of the things that I wanted to pick up on this morning, I appreciate I'm still not there with the way the videos are coming in terms of how I want them to be, but we're getting there. So the last 2 days I've had a couple of meetings, or I've had quite a few meetings stacked in. Today I've got 1.5 an hour this morning, and I've got 1.5 an hour late morning, early afternoon. That's it. That's kind of unheard of for me on a Wednesday to only have to have 1 hour's worth of meetings. Tomorrow I've got a meeting for 45 minutes. That's it. And Friday, I've got my counselling session for an hour, and that's it. That's all I've got in my diary in the next 3 days. And I was thinking about that this morning and sort of prepping my days. I was like, wow, what am I going to do with my time? I've still got lots of tasks to do, and stuff will no doubt land on me for sure. But it's starting to free up. It is really now starting to free up, because we've got the process in place and the people in place, and that's now going to have a big impact, I think, on what I'm able to do. And I am very, very actively now looking at our next investment and diversification. And I'm really now starting to press towards marketing agency. I think that's going to be one of our first investments or acquisitions. I'd prefer it to be an investment, I think, rather than a full acquisition. And now I'm starting to toy up with, okay, well, what's the right agency for Cove Group? What's the right agency on brand, with their vision, with their values, for their mission? And are they at a point where they want investment, and does it fit with what we're doing? So those are now the questions. I guess this is a tricky one, because I've come at business before looking for investment. So I know as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, kind of what I'm trying to achieve And one of the challenges I always found was finding the right investor at the right time and the pace that we could move, and they brought the right value. And those are the key things, is, you know, the right investor at the right time, bringing the right value, and like then the pace of how we go down that journey. So that's fine. Trying to learn it from the other side is quite difficult, because how do you as an investor approach a business and say, hey, do you want an investor? And I'm pretty much, as you'd expect, being Joel, I'm going to take that approach. I'm going to be like, hey, look, we're looking to invest in this type of industry, into this type of business. Are you looking for an investor? And I think I'm just going to throw the net far and wide and see what comes back. And it's that thing again, I've said many, many times about the financial side. And I know I've said it on these videos quite a lot, and I certainly say it to people I speak to. At what point does your company, I used to think this all the time, it was so curious to me, this question. At what point does your company get to a stage where lending becomes simpler? It never becomes easy, but becomes simpler, in the sense that you don't have quite as many hoops to jump through. And we're now at that stage. I can reach out to probably 4 different lenders today, and I could refinance our entire business. And that means that I could reach out, I could, let's say, for example, make 2 investments today, or 3 investments today, or a couple of investments and an acquisition. I could probably do the best part of, you know, £750,000 to £1 million of investments and acquisitions this week. And by the end of next week, I can have the whole thing refinanced with a new lender, ready to go. There would still be some hoops to jump through, and, you know, we'd then get all the financing in place over the sort of the next 4 weeks. But within a month, we could get that done. So we've kind of reached that position. So I guess my next question is, at what stage is it when you go to businesses and you go, hey, we're thinking about investing into this industry, and we'd like to know if you'd be interested in us investing into you, in Cove Group investing into you, in, you know, a part of your business becoming part of the Cove Group brand and this global entity, and off we go. Still your business, still your brand. There's just a connection with us. And therefore you get all of the support, all the resources, the financing, and whatever you need to grow to where you want to go. And I just wonder, at what stage is it where you walk into a business and you speak to the owners and the shareholders and such, and they're like, yes, we want to do that. Because my gut feeling is, I know this is right, the first few businesses are going to be really tough, because they're going to go, no, we don't want your investment. And it's like, oh, but do they want investment? And is it that they don't want our investment? And if so, why not? What do we need to do to get beyond that? So lots of kind of questions flowing through my head. And this is what happens when Joel gets the gift of time back, is he starts thinking about how we can strategically move forward and what the next steps are. So just kind of wanted to share that this morning. It's the start of a new episode. I don't know where the rest of the episode is going to go. Varying bits and pieces happening. Obviously today, did something very exciting yesterday. I bought a new car. I didn't buy a new car. I've got a car on contract hire. So effectively I'm on business hire for 3 years. So effectively I'm leasing it. It's not mine, it's somebody else's. I rent it effectively. It's like renting a house, but it's just a car. But it is brand new. It's bloody lovely. I really like it. I'm not sure if I'm going to drive it for the 3 years. It might be that I drive it for a year, and then it goes to one of our directors as we start to grow as a business, and one of our directors will take that car on, and I'll go take something else on. What I'm really pleased about though is it's electric, so fully electric car, and I was working it out yesterday in terms of the cost saving. The way that I drive, I'm probably going to have to charge it maybe 3 times a month, which means that on average, which means it's going to cost me in the region of about £30 a month to run my car. Whereas I must spend, I don't know, 140 quid a month on fuel. So I'm just like, wow, that's a big difference. £110 a month. That's, you know, what's that a year? That's going to be, you know, maybe 1,400 quid a year, something like that, 1,300 quid a year. That's a decent saving for the next 3 years, just on fuel. That's not even talking about tax and talking about servicing and MOTing and stuff like that. And then you may or may not be aware of this, but there's a number of tax benefits for having electric cars as a company because of the eco side of things. So I'm really pleased. I'm going to be able to run a brand new car cheaper than I run my current car. So I'm really impressed with that. I'm really pleased that the accountants put me onto that and were like, go do this and go do this now. So you will see, hopefully next week, I'll pick up my new car and you can all have a look and join me on my first drive. Update on my last video. That was about 4 minutes ago. I know exactly what I'm doing today. I've just had a quick look at my emails and I've got a lot of stuff to do. It's not too bad, but we've got loads of budgets and things like that to finish up. There's loads of little bits. So today I'm going to do little bitty bits. I've got a meeting this morning, as I said, which I'm really excited about with one of my new marketing assistants because they've been here for 3 months. I'm going to say no more than that, but I'm really excited by that. It's just started snowing. Check this out. It's just started snowing. And also, if you look over here, you can just see, I'm going to move actually to a different window because this is the other shit I like to do. I don't know why, I just like to do it. But you can see the Harris fencing over here is all fallen over and it's all a bit trashed and a bit shitty and a bit crap. And actually, where we're buying this bit of land here at the back, I'll just point to it if I can. Where's my finger? There it is. We're buying this bit of land. Oh, crap. Oh, look how dirty my windows are. So hard to get somebody up this. This is the trouble, right, with a prison. It's not getting people up. Let me just zoom out. It's not getting people up to clean the windows. They can do that from outside with a long pole. It's the fact the bloody bars are in the way, so it's so hard to actually clean them. But yes, I'm going to head out. I've got this meeting, and then after that, I'm going to chuck my big, thick coat on, my prison coat, and I'm going to go out, and I'm going to sort this fencing out because it needs to be done. I know they don't have somebody on site today to do it, so I thought, you know what, I can do that. I can bring value and I can add it and I can do that. So I'm just going to go do it. I do like doing stuff like that because it still makes me feel that I'm connected to what's going on at the ground level. Whether I am or not, I don't know, but it makes me feel like I am. And I think in life, it's important that you feel happy and engaged and connected and all the things you want to feel. So I'm going to go do that. And it's also one of the things about being the CEO is I do have the ability to go, no, I am going to fix the fencing today. You go and do something else. So I'm going to do that in a little while. Need to find the spanners first.
One pair of pants later.
I'm not going to lie. It's been a rough couple of days. So it's Friday afternoon, about 20 to 4. It's been a rough couple of days. Yesterday, proper tough. I haven't had a day like that for a while, like proper while. And today was not equally tough, but today had some, it had fixing some of the challenges from yesterday is almost as tough as having the challenges hit you in the first place. So it's been a bit rough, not just for me, for a few others as well. So that's been one of the reasons why I've not done really any videos for the last couple of days. Paul's now back, so I'm going to have a couple of episodes for him to do. I'm going to try and get a third one done over the weekend, just so he's got, a few good days worth of content to chew through to keep him nice and busy. So I'm going to do a more detailed video coming in for the back of that, really. That's pretty much it. I'm going to have a gym workout. I've got the electrician coming in about an hour, so I'm going to have a quick gym workout, catch up with the electrician on a few bits, because I've got an electric car that I've ordered, so I need to get an electric charger, I guess. And then continue on, and I've got a relatively free weekend. I kind of feel like it's my own fault the last couple of days, because I did say on Wednesday, which is in this video, I've got one meeting in today and one meeting in tomorrow and only one meeting in on Friday. Well, that fucking changed, didn't it? So, reap what you sow. Anyway, I'm going to crack on, do my gym workout, and I will show you in a little while what the gym now looks like. So we've just given it a little spruce and a few little changes and put some bits up. So that's looking pretty cool. Anyway, laters.
One eternity later.
Good morning, Monday morning, 8:45. I've been in for about an hour and a half, just cracking on getting bits done. I finished off on Friday, so as I said on the Friday afternoon, I hit the gym. It was a tough day Friday, and to be honest, the weekend wasn't much better. in the sense of I struggled over the weekend. I did. I did varying bits, sort of like stuff with the kids. We went. I can't even remember what we did Saturday. It's been like that. I've kind of, the best way I can explain it is the weekend's been a bit of a fog. And I did turn around yesterday and I was saying to Emma, I was like, either like, I've got a real brain fog and probably like the stress is causing me to be really like have anxiety, and that's just causing me to have brain fog. I can't think, and I couldn't even, like, we were going somewhere and I was like, oh, where are we going? I couldn't even remember where we were driving. And then when I remembered where we were driving, I couldn't remember where it was. And it was just stuff like that just wasn't there. So I was having proper brain fog moments. And I did say to him, so it's like either like this is the problem, stress, it's causing anxiety, it's causing my brain fog and headaches and so on and so forth, or I'm having a brain aneurysm and I'm about to drop dead. I'm still here, as you can see, so the chances are it's stress to anxiety to headaches and brain fog. And that's cleared a little bit today, but it was a tough old weekend. What is the problem? I do know what the problem is. I do know what's causing my stress, and I'm not 100% sure how to resolve it. And that is the issue, because this is something that's been going on for years and years and years, or maybe just years and years. But it's been going on for a little while, and I saw it again at the weekend, and I just need to now figure out what it is I need to do to get beyond it and start making some decisions around that. So I really want to kind of do a separate video from this one around what, I guess, do I want to talk about what's causing those problems? It's very much, or do I want to talk more around like just anxiety and stress and pressure and how you deal with that? Because I always think I deal with it quite well, but actually I'm not sure I do. And you can't stop anxiety from being a thing, or from the head pressure being a thing, really. It's not optional. All you can do is reduce the stress levels. So, and I need to have a think about how I'm going to frame that one, but there's a good episode or two in there, definitely. The other thing I want to do, and this is a biggie, because this was something that really came about on Friday afternoon, which was talking about 4-day working weeks, because I've been pushing 4-day working weeks for a while. And the thing is, we do have some staff, some employees that would prefer to work 5 days because money is more important to them than time at this stage in their life. Now, it depends which organization you are, because in our centralized organization, you do 4 days, near enough on a 5-day salary. Some people are on 5-day salary, some are not quite there. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of it, but that's kind of the aim. 4 days, 5-day salary. It's a different type of business in Cove Group because of the type of work that people do. In our other businesses, or in our operational businesses, so like our attraction side of things, people have to be on the ground, they have to be there at certain times because it's a customer-facing operating business. So therefore, 4 days does work for some, but not for others. And then there's a balance of pay. Do you pay people, they do 4 days and you pay them for 4 days, or they do 5 days, you pay them for 5 days, or do they do 4 days but you pay them for 5 days? It's very, very difficult making that work in an attraction scenario industry, as opposed to like an office administration kind of business support industry. Very different types of businesses, very different needs and requirements. For example, my marketing team, they can perform their duties anytime, any day during the week. But a CSA who's dealing with customers on the front desk can't. So there's a bit of a difference in terms of around. So I need to do an episode around that. Anyway, I'm not going to talk too much more. That's really this episode. Paul is now back. I've only recorded 2 episodes for Paul, which is a bit shit, really. So he's probably going to chew through that in a couple of days, or today, maybe Wednesday. He might do both today. He's pretty nifty like that. And I'm going to have to record more and more and more just to keep Paul busy, because I need to keep Paul busy. The problem is, fundamentally, I'm looking at it right now. I've got 10 episodes plus another 4 to release, and I just haven't had time to sit down and do it. So that's the pressure point right now. But I am going to meet with somebody tomorrow who potentially is going to come and be the marketing dude, I guess, for want of a better word, the marketing dude that's going to kind of follow and record and then release all this kind of stuff and work very closely with Paul in terms of the requirements of the edits and the film and what they need and get it released on social media and push it and move it, which will take a huge amount of time off me. So I'm going to speak with somebody tomorrow. Maybe we'll employ them, maybe we won't. We'll see if they're interested. It's a very weird job, very weird, but I think super exciting. So that's kind of it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Paul, welcome back to the UK. I'm sure you're over your jet lag. I hope you had a nice holiday. I'm going to ask if Paul wants to, he can insert a few little clips of his holiday and tell us all about America, because I think that'd be quite cool and quite a nice way for you to meet the guy that I always talk about, but you never really get to see or hear from. So without further ado, this has been Entrepreneur Life. This has been Entrepreneur Life with me, Joel Campbell, and I am an entrepreneur. And now you're going to hear from Mr. Toole.
Cheers, Joel. Yeah, hello everyone. My name's Paul, and I've been working with Joel for quite some years now, editing his videos. It's a pleasure to work with him. He's such a brilliant guy. He's also a good friend, not just a boss, but he's also a friend as well. Well, yes, I had a great time down in Orlando. The weather was absolutely fantastic. Highs of around 31 degrees Celsius. But my biggest takeaway, I think, was the flight there and back. You know, I absolutely adore British Airways. They've always looked after Nikki and myself. So I just thought I'd share a very, very quick video of me, which I've posted to my Facebook page to let everyone know I'm heading back to the UK. And it sort of showcases the size and the service you get on board BA First Class. So I'll let you have a little look at this one. Needless to say, at the very end, though, we got back to no snow. So here we are, we're in Philadelphia. We've travelled from Orlando up to Philadelphia before we've just boarded our flight now to go across to London. We've got the champagne, we've got the menus. I've got to say, we could have spent a few more days down in Orlando because it was beautiful, but it's always good to get back to see the Pussycats. Plus, I've heard you had a little bit of snow, so that's all good as well.